video, like many others, this 73-year-old CKD patient was sentenced to a lifetime on the Big D machine years before he actually needed it. However, unlike many others, he was able to save himself. Here's how you can do the same, even before you actually are on dialysis. Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine and I've been helping CKD patients avoid dialysis for my whole career. And today I want to show you what's probably the most incredible way a patient was ever able to get off the Big D machine. The story of this 73-year-old man, published on the Global Journal of Medical and Clinical Case Reports, documented one of the most incredible journeys with CKD. Because here's something you don't hear every day. After 6 months on dialysis, instead of being completely forgotten by the healthcare system, this CKD patient was started on a protocol to reduce the acid in his body. And the result was incredible. He was able to completely get off dialysis and to be dialysis-free for years. And here is the most important part. Everyone who suffers from CKD can follow the same 7 steps that saved this man. Even better if they are not on dialysis yet, because there are 7 ways to fight the acid that's slowly building up in your body and destroying your kidneys. Don't miss my number 1 in particular. It was the cornerstone of the protocol that saved this man from dialysis. So let's see 7 ways to stop the acid that's destroying your kidneys. Starting with number 7. This is a very easy way to fight the excess acid in your body. Drink 60 milliliters of lemon juice or calamansi juice every day right before breakfast. And now you might ask, how is lemon juice going to fight the acid that's damaging our kidneys? Isn't that acidic? Well, here's the thing, guys. The human body is a bit more complex than most people think. Some foods that taste acidic will have an alkalizing effect on the kidneys. Here's what research says about it, and I quote, "Acid is produced mainly from the metabolism of proteins and alkali from organic anions, such as citric and acetic acid." Yes, it's true. Proteins create acid in your body, says science. And foods that contain citric and acetic acid like lemons are alkalizing, alright? Lemon juice and calamansi juice can protect your kidneys from acid because they are a source of citric acid. I know it seems counterintuitive, but it's how it works. The citric acid that makes lemon taste acidic is turned into citrate in the body. And do you know what your body does with this citrate? It turns into bicarbonate. Yes! Just like the sodium bicarbonate your kidney doctor should prescribe you if you are suffering from this common complication, metabolic acidosis, which is the excess of acid in the body that sent this 73-year-old patient into dialysis. But now you might ask, why drinking lemon juice while we could simply be taking more sodium bicarbonate? Because citrate is turned into bicarbonate by the body, not sodium bicarbonate, just bicarbonate. Yeah guys, this is the kind of kidney health hacks that can actually make a difference. So here's what to do. Start your morning with 60 milliliters of lemon juice or 4 tablespoons. Do it every morning because here's the thing. If you have CKD stage 3B or worse, you must take action to fight the acid in your body. If you don't do anything, your kidney function is going to drop faster than your bank account after 1 ambulance ride. Okay, let's move on. Number 6, this is a question. Because now you might be asking, is beating the acid enough to get off dialysis? Well, in some cases, it might be. Because here's something your doctor won't tell you about the Big D machine. Most CKD patients end up in dialysis years before their kidneys finally give up. And this happens due to a preventable issue. It's true. Most patients think they will end up on the machine if their kidney function drops below a certain level, right? GFR goes below, let's say 8, and your doctor puts a fistula in your arm. But is that really how it works? Well, in reality, you are more likely to end up in dialysis much sooner because of a single lab result, like too high potassium or low sodium, or maybe low bicarbonate. This last complication in particular, metabolic acidosis, doesn't just trigger dialysis initiation. It can happen in all the stages and it also makes CKD progress a lot faster. But it can be reversed. You don't believe me? Well, look at the case report I shared at the beginning of the video. This patient was put on a strict alkaline diet the exact moment dialysis started. A diet made to fight metabolic acidosis. The results? Miraculous! He didn't just get off the machine. He clawed his way back and stayed dialysis free for years. So let's learn more about the 7 ways to detoxify the acid that's destroying your kidneys. Our next entry is something every single patient should be doing every day. Number 5, take a renal probiotic. Yes, like my Renabiotic. Because here's the thing. The right renal probiotic doesn't just directly help improve kidney function, it may also help with metabolic acidosis. And when you realize that metabolic acidosis is the reason why some CKD patients end up in dialysis, well, you might understand why this matters. But how can a supplement of probiotics beneficial bacteria help with decreasing acid inside the body? Well, here's the thing. Do you remember what I was reading you from medical literature about protein being where we get most of the acid? Well, this study doesn't say that protein produces acid. It says that protein metabolism produces acid, and that's not exactly the same. In fact, in order to actually generate acid inside your gut, protein needs to ferment, alright? Protein fermentation happens in the presence of bad, unhealthy gut bacteria. This is why the goal should be replacing bad bacteria with good bacteria like those you get from Renabiotic. When we start to replace the population of bad bacteria, those that create toxins, with good bacteria that create butyrate instead, your kidneys can actually start to improve. So don't let your kidneys marinate in acid for another day. Start supplementing Renabiotic from renabiotech.co now. Give your kidneys the chance to improve they deserve. Okay guys, next step, number 4, let's talk about the first line treatment for excess acid in the body, sodium bicarbonate. Here's what the case report we are examining today says about it. Based on literature, he received oral supplements of sodium bicarbonate 500 milligrams twice a day. Now guys, it's important to understand here that when we say based on medical literature and first line treatment, what we mean is that prescribing sodium bicarbonate to CKD patients is just like prescribing lisinopril or losartan, alright? Everyone gets it. It's that simple. Metabolic acidosis, you give sodium bicarbonate. It's on page 1 of the textbook, guys, right after the patient is the one not wearing a white coat. So here's my point. If you are seeing a nephrologist that's at least looking at your lab results, you probably already have a prescription for sodium bicarbonate. I mean, if you need it, of course. So if sodium bicarbonate should be as common as lisinopril, why am I even mentioning it, you ask? Well guys, here's the thing. I still see so many patients not receiving a prescription for sodium bicarbonate, even if they need it, that I'm about to start smuggling boxes of Arm & Hammer into the clinic. And yeah, I wish this was a joke and not just an incredibly devastating shortcoming of the healthcare system. Here's what Renal and Urology News says about it. Despite its high prevalence, metabolic acidosis remains underdiagnosed and undertreated, contributing to the progression of CKD and other significant health complications. So, what this medical journal is telling your doctor is, yeah, please give those people some sodium bicarbonate, preferably before they end up in dialysis. So here's my point. You're very much likely to need sodium bicarbonate if you have CKD and you are not taking it already. Here's what I want you to do about this. Get your lab reports and look for a value called CO2 or sometimes bicarbonate. Look at this number. If it's below the threshold you should see in my slide on screen right now, you need to take action. Go talk to your nephrologist. Ask why you are not receiving sodium bicarbonate already. But don't self-medicate. Here's why. Next step, number 3, to avoid ending up in dialysis due to a preventable complication, avoid sodium. Sodium is very bad for your kidneys, and that's exactly why we treat sodium bicarbonate as a prescription, even if you can get it for pennies from the shelves of your nearest grocery store. The sodium content of sodium bicarbonate. Even the 73-year-old patient that got off dialysis by beating metabolic acidosis was taking a very low dose of sodium bicarbonate, as you can see, because they didn't want to destroy his kidneys with too much sodium. And I know that a lot of people will immediately click next and go watch something else when I say that you need to stop eating sodium, but I will still say it. Sodium or salt in your diet will destroy your kidneys. There, I said it. Oh, you're still here? Well, here's the thing about salt in your diet. I often say that sodium is a double whammy, alright? I say that because sodium doesn't just raise your blood pressure, it also directly damages the glomeruli, the filter units inside your kidneys. But actually, there is more to it. Sodium will also create even more acid for your kidneys to deal with. It's true. Sodium causes more water to be retained in your body. More water means that the bicarbonate your body needs to fight the acid is more diluted now and less effective, says science. Third strike, you're out. Not to mention that if you are already eating too much sodium, we can't even prescribe you sodium bicarbonate, and it's not even our fault because sodium bicarbonate contains sodium, alright? So, if we give you more sodium to improve your acid balance, we will mess up your blood pressure. Your nephrologist won't do that. They will just put a fistula in your arm instead. So think about that the next time you are falling for the sodium trap. Okay, and now you might be asking, is there anything we can take for excess acid that doesn't contain sodium? Well, yes, that's our number 2 for today, magnesium citrate. Okay guys, let's talk about another natural way of detoxifying acid from your kidneys. Not many people know about magnesium citrate. Magnesium is an incredibly important mineral for kidney health. Having low serum magnesium levels is strongly associated with an increased risk of ending up on the machine, says science. And not many people know this, but some very specific forms of magnesium have a very alkalizing effect on the body, meaning that they will fight the acid that's destroying your kidneys. Yes, magnesium is amazing. You can have the same benefit of sodium bicarbonate, but instead of raising your blood pressure due to sodium content, it might even lower it. So now you might ask, what is the best way of supplementing magnesium? Well, this is super easy. Just take a look at my table on screen right now. Take a screenshot, print it if you want to include magnesium in your regimen. What you want is magnesium citrate, alright? Yes, don't think you need one of those super fancy forms of magnesium like magnesium glycinate or L-threonate for this. Those will actually do more harm than good in this situation. Because when it comes to metabolic acidosis, it's not the magnesium that actually helps, it's the citrate. Do you remember what I was saying about lemon juice? That the citrate in it turns into bicarbonate in the body? Yes, that's how magnesium citrate helps here. But magnesium glycinate or L-threonate won't help at all. They don't have any citrate and they will skyrocket your serum magnesium, which for some CKD patients can be a big problem, right? Yes, this is one of those cases in which cheaper is actually better. But in general, please be careful with magnesium because you see, while it's more common to have too low levels of this essential mineral, some CKD patients have too high magnesium levels, right? So if you are in the advanced stages of CKD, make sure you are getting tested for magnesium levels before taking a supplement, even of magnesium citrate. Because while having too high magnesium levels doesn't damage the kidneys like having too low magnesium, it can still be very bad for you. It can cause side effects like fatigue and diarrhea, and you absolutely don't want to have to deal with even more health issues right now. But guys, there is one more step that's literally vital because alone can make a bigger difference than all the other steps together. And let's see our number 1 for today, the alkaline diet. Because here's the thing, the very first prescription the 73-year-old patient received in order to get off dialysis was an alkaline diet. Because here's the thing, if you are dealing with excess acid in the body, nothing is just as effective as stopping adding more acid to your body. And when I say acid, I mean protein. Protein creates acid, alright? While vegetables remove acid. So eat less protein and eat more vegetables if you don't like the idea of spending the rest of your days tied to a machine. But guys, there is something I've learned from you over the years. This is very important. So, if you are only going to follow one tip from today's video, please make sure it's this one, alright? Here it is. Most of you guys will see an improvement in their kidney numbers just by watching my videos. How? Because you start to avoid high protein foods when you watch my channel for long enough. Yes, I'm literally brainwashing you into avoiding dialysis here. That's literally my job. However, most of you guys are not confident enough to completely remove protein from their diet because you don't only watch my videos. And while my main goal here is helping you, most social media influencers are nothing like me. And that's why you are going to hear a million times a day that you will lose all your muscles if you stop eating protein. You'll waste away, they tell you, without enough T-bone steaks every day. You'll literally die, they say, if you don't eat like a literal caveman. But here's the thing. What most influencers don't know is that if you have CKD, the amount of muscle mass metabolic acidosis can destroy is orders of magnitude bigger than the amount of muscle mass the increased protein intake can create, alright? Acid always beats protein because your kidneys can't filter it. Ah, you thought you were eating chicken breast for lunch, right? Wrong. That chicken breast is eating you. Yes, eating more protein with CKD, it's literally like trying to put out an oil fire with water. It sounds like it should work, but you end up with your house on fire. Now, some good news. There is a special type of protein that don't have any acid at all and that you can include in your diet safely. Want to learn more? My video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!